Some of the most interesting worlds in astronomy are the ones we almost never see directly. The first surprise about exoplanets is simple for most of human history. Planets around other stars were only an idea. Today, scientists have confirmed thousands of them. They are not tiny details in the background of astronomy. They are a whole hidden population of worlds. An exoplanet is any planet orbiting a star beyond our Sun. Some are giant worlds close to their stars. Some are rocky candidates, not much larger than Earth. Some orbit two stars. Some drift through darkness without a familiar sunrise at all. The strange part is how we find them. Most are too faint and too close to their stars for ordinary viewing, so astronomers watch for clues. A star may dim slightly when a planet passes in front of it, or it may wobble because a planet's gravity is tugging on it. The planet stays unseen, but its presence leaves fingerprints in starlight. That matters because every confirmed world changes the old question. We are not asking whether planets are rare anymore. The evidence shows that planets are common. The harder question is what kinds of planets are common and whether any of them could support conditions friendly to life. This is where caution matters. A planet in the so-called habitable zone is not automatically inhabited. It may have no air, the wrong kind of air, intense radiation, or a surface we cannot yet understand. But the wonder is real. Each faint signal is a reminder that our solar system is not the standard model for everything. It is one example in a galaxy full of experiments. That is why exoplanets turn faint measurements into one of astronomy's biggest stories. And the deeper we listen to starlight, the less lonely the architecture of planets begins to feel. The universe did not build planets the way early astronomers expected. When the first exoplanets were confirmed around Sun-like stars, one discovery felt especially strange. Giant planets could orbit extremely close to their stars. These hot Jupiters are worlds with the mass of giants, but with years that can last only days. They were a shock, because our own Jupiter lives far from the Sun in the colder outer solar system. That lesson still matters. Exoplanets have shown us that solar systems are not neat copies of ours. Some worlds appear to sit in tightly packed orbits, closer together than the planets we know. Some are larger than Earth, but smaller than Neptune. A size class our solar system does not contain. Astronomers often call them super-Earths or sub-Neptunes, depending on what they may be like, but the names can be misleading. A super-Earth is not necessarily Earth-like. It may be rocky, gassy, ocean-covered, or something in between. The best supported pattern is not one single kind of planet. It is variety. Planets seem to form, migrate, lose atmospheres, collide and settle into arrangements that can feel almost improvised. But there is an important uncertainty. Our discoveries are shaped by our tools. Large planets close to stars are easier to find because they block more starlight and tug harder on their stars. Smaller Earth-sized planets farther out are harder to detect, especially if they take a long time to complete one orbit. So the catalogue of known exoplanets is both a treasure and a filtered sample. It tells us what is out there, but not perfectly. That is what makes the field so fascinating. Every odd world forces scientists to ask whether it is rare or whether our solar system is the unusual one. The takeaway is simple. Nature is not just making planets. It is testing possibilities on a galactic scale. The next great exoplanet question is not just where planets are, it is what they are made of. For years, finding a planet was the triumph. Now the frontier is learning about worlds we cannot visit and often cannot see as separate dots. The method sounds almost impossible. When a planet passes in front of its star, a thin fraction of starlight may filter through the planet's atmosphere if it has one. Different gases leave different traces in that light. This is not a magic life detector. It is more like reading smoke from a distant campfire and trying to understand the fire, the fuel, and the air around it. Scientists can look for signs of water, vapor, carbon, dioxide, methane, clouds, haze, or other chemistry. But the signal is faint, and many explanations can overlap. That is why exoplanet headlines need careful language. Finding a molecule does not mean finding life. A planet in a promising orbit does not mean it has oceans. Even a rocky size does not guarantee a rocky surface. Temperature, atmosphere, magnetic environment, star activity, and planetary history all matter. Still, this is extraordinary. For the first time, humanity is beginning to compare distant planets not only by their orbits, but by the possible nature of their skies. A small dimming of starlight can become a clue about weather on a world many light years away. The clearest takeaway is that exoplanet science is moving from counting worlds to understanding worlds. The known part is already astonishing. Planets are common, diverse, and often unlike anything in our own system. The uncertain part is just as important. Which of them are truly Earth-like in the ways that matter? That uncertainty is not a weakness. It is the edge of the map. And somewhere beyond that edge, a faint atmosphere may be waiting to tell us what kind of planet it belongs to.